You didn't fail at discipline. Your brain did exactly what it was designed to do. The problem: it was designed 200,000 years ago, and it has absolutely no idea what Amazon is. You've had the moment most people have. You're standing in your living room, surrounded by boxes, things you ordered, things you maybe don't even remember ordering. And somewhere between the notification that says, "Your package has arrived," and the hollow feeling 30 seconds after you open it, there's a question that doesn't go away. Why do I keep doing this? Not as a joke, as a real, honest, slightly uncomfortable question. Because you're not careless, you're not uninformed, you know what impulse buying is. You've downloaded the budgeting apps, you've made the lists, you've had the talk with yourself. And yet next Tuesday, there you are, one-clicking something you don't need at 11 p.m. after a hard day. Here's what nobody is saying loud enough. That isn't a character flaw, that's a firmware problem. Your brain is running software that was written for a world that no longer exists. And that ancient code is costing you, not occasionally, not whenever you're weak, but systematically, every month, in ways that are almost impossible to fight using willpower alone. 68% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, not because they lack information. The internet has more budgeting advice than any civilization in history. People are stuck because the problem isn't in the spreadsheet. It's 2 inches behind their eyes. Once you understand what's actually happening inside your brain when you open that shopping app, you'll stop blaming yourself for overspending, and you'll finally understand what to do instead. Let me introduce you to someone you already know very well. Meet your hunter brain. 200,000 years ago, your ancestors lived on the African savanna. No grocery stores, no delivery windows, no savings accounts. The rules were brutal and simple. Gather resources whenever they appear, because scarcity can kill you overnight. Spot a threat and react immediately. Hesitation gets you eaten. Find something that gives you energy and pleasure and pursue it hard, because that feeling means you're surviving. Your hunter brain kept your bloodline alive through ice ages, famines, and predators with teeth the size of your hand. The only issue is, it never got the memo that you live in a climate-controlled apartment in 2025 with 2-day shipping. So here's what that ancient survival machine does when it goes online. You had a rough day at work. Your boss ignored you in a meeting. Your body reads that as threat detected, status challenged, tribal rejection incoming. Your amygdala, the oldest, most paranoid part of your brain, fires off a signal. It says, gather, secure resources, restore control. You don't hear that as a thought. You hear it as a feeling, a vague, restless pull toward your phone. And before your rational brain even loads, you're scrolling. What you call retail therapy is actually your hunter instinct doing its job. Your ancestors gathered food after escaping a predator, not because they were hungry, but because the act of gathering restored their sense of safety. You buy things after a stressful day for the exact same neurological reason. The impulse spending pathway is identical. The savannah just got a website. But here's where it gets worse. And this is the part most budgeting advice completely skips. Your hunter brain doesn't just fire when you're stressed. It fires when you feel like you're winning, too. You see a sale. Your brain reads, scarce resource, limited availability, a competitor might take it first. The urgency you feel isn't invented, it's ancient. Your ancestors who overgathered food survived winters that killed everyone else who didn't. That just-in-case purchase, That's your hoarding instinct, entirely rational for a world where resources disappear and don't come back. And the one-click buy button, it was engineered by people who studied this exact neural pathway. When that friction was removed between impulse and purchase, it didn't create convenience. It created a direct line into your Stone Age survival response. You're not shopping, you're being hunted by your own brain. Unlike your ancestors, you have something they never faced: unlimited access to gathering. Your hunter brain had natural limits. You could only carry so much. The forest had seasons. The hunt took days. There were physical constraints that kept the instinct in check. Now, credit cards removed the limit. Algorithms studied your behavior and feed your exact weakness back to you while you're half asleep. The store never closes. The scarcity is manufactured on a server, and every dopamine hit from impulse spending leaves you slightly more wired to chase the next one. You are a 200,000-year-old hunting machine in a candy store run by neuroscientists with no exit. That's not a metaphor for a problem. That's the description of your Tuesday. And the cruelest part, the thing you've been told to fix this: just have more willpower, just be more disciplined. That advice asks you to use the newest, thinnest, most exhaustible part of your brain to overpower the oldest, most powerful part of your brain. That's like asking a bicycle to outrace a freight train, and then blaming the bicycle when it loses. Here's the shift. You don't beat your hunter brain by fighting it. You rewire it by giving it what it actually wants. Your hunter brain wants three things: to gather, to feel safe within its tribe, and to feel like the hunt was worth it. You can give it all three without draining your paycheck. Strategy 1: the 48-hour hunt rule. Your ancestors didn't make kill or starve decisions instantly. Impulsive hunters missed and went hungry. They tracked prey for days before striking. Build the same delay into your buying. When you feel the pull, add it to a list. Wait 48 hours. Your amygdala will calm down. The manufactured scarcity will dissolve. What remains after 48 hours is something you actually want. What disappears was your hunter brain running a false alarm. You're not suppressing the urge. You're making the hunt realistic. Strategy 2: the tribe protocol. Hunter-gatherers survived because no one hoarded alone. Resources were tracked collectively. Tell one person your financial goal. Not for accountability in the motivational poster sense, but because your brain is hardwired to fear tribal judgment more than it craves a dopamine hit. The discomfort of breaking a stated commitment to someone you respect activates a survival response that is older and stronger than your desire to buy anything. Social belonging beats the shopping algorithm every single time. Strategy 3: the redirect gather. You can't delete your hunter instinct, but you can point it at something that actually builds your life. Set up a savings account your main account can't see easily. Every time you pass on an impulse purchase, move that amount there instead. Your brain isn't refusing the hunt, it's completing it. Watching that number grow gives your gatherer brain the exact same chemical reward as accumulating stuff. You're still gathering. You're just gathering something that multiplies. You were never broken. You were a 200,000-year-old survival machine, trying to navigate a world that changed faster than evolution could follow. The people who build real financial stability aren't the ones with the most willpower. They're the ones who stopped fighting their own biology and started working with it. The problem was never your discipline. It was the mismatch between ancient hardware and a modern world designed to exploit it. Now you know what's actually running your spending decisions, and knowing that changes everything. But here's what I want you to sit with before you close this. If your hunter brain is this powerful when it's pointed at the wrong target, what happens when you point it at building? Because the same wiring that makes you overspend and live paycheck to paycheck, that's the exact same wiring that, when redirected, makes people obsessively save, obsessively invest, obsessively build wealth. The hunt doesn't disappear, it just needs a different target. If this hits something real for you, subscribe, because next time we're going to talk about something most people never connect: why your brain treats debt like a predator it can't outrun, and the way most people try to escape it actually makes it worse. The hunter knows, the prey doesn't.